Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing the book Daughter of York by Anne Easter Smith, and this is the story of Margaret Plantagenet, who is to Edward IV of England, who married Elizabeth Woodville. And I was really excited about getting this book and reading it, and it kind of disappointed me. There's really not a lot going on. It just seems to be a lot more trivial stuff going on, and she becomes Duchess of Burgundy, and she's married to Charles of Burgundy, but that really doesn't happen until the second part of the book. It took forever to get to that point. And in this book, Anne Easter Smith portrays a fictional account of Margaret Plantagenet, in a love affair with Anthony Woodville. So basically kind of her brother-in-law, because Anthony Woodville is the brother of Elizabeth Woodville, who married Edward IV. So basically kind of her brother-in-law. And she spends most of the book pining for what she can't have. And this did not happen. There's no proof of this happening. And it's just basically her pining for what she can't have. And you could have gone into so much more detail. You could have gone more into the Princes in the Tower, and they do touch on that a little bit, about her kind of being involved with Perkin Warbeck, who supposedly said he was Richard, Duke of York from the Princes in the Tower, but that's barely touched upon. And you really could have done that she could have gotten her own take on that, because there are not, that's something that's still, they don't know what happened to supposedly Edward V and Richard, Duke of York. They still do not know. It's one of the big mysteries of history. And she could have done her own take on that. Said, yes, he was. It could have been covered a lot more. He could have said, yes, this is Richard, Duke of York, and going into that whole scandal. But it doesn't even get to that point in the book. Edward IV is still alive when the book ends, so it doesn't even get to Edward IV's death. So, I wasn't really a fan of this. I mean, why did there need to be a love affair with Anthony Woodville and Margaret, Duchess of Burgundy? There did not need to be. It didn't make any sense. And I never understood it. And I got this on audio and I wasted $26. And I'm really kind of upset about that. It didn't grab me people complain about Philippa Gregory's historical fiction, but, I mean, some of that stuff, for example, they complain about Philippa Gregory and witchcraft and her putting those magical elements, but in that time period, that witchcraft was real during Christianity in that period, and it's still kind of real to some people today, but that's beside the point. to them it's real. But, so I can kind of see that, that line, or that being part of the book in Philip Gregory's case. But it's just basically, in Daughter of York, it's basically Margaret complaining and pining for what she can't have. And I did want to finish it to see where it ended, because I'm a really big fan of this history, but it was not my favorite, and this just wasn't a favorite of mine. And I'm pretty sure I probably don't have to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. These are just my opinions. If you want to read the book yourself, that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't read this book. This is just my opinion on this particular book. And I have nothing against the author. I feel like I have to say that, because people get so... I don't get it. People get so offended. And this is just my opinion, and I'm not saying you shouldn't read the book. So, if you want to check it out, be my guest, I don't care. But this was not one of my favorite books about the Plantagenets. So, that's all I wanted to say. Please like, subscribe, and share my videos. Bye, guys.